Just the 85 points for me this game week. Pretty
Wow,
unsurprisingly
bravo,
pretty
fair
happy.
play.
And you know what? And I got greedy because I looked at that and I was like, oh man, if I'd have just played Raya instead of Henderson, I'd have broke 90. But I can't. Hey, look, I'm not going to complain. A game week rank of 10,000
Wow.
is it's going to be in my top 3 game week ranks of all time. Potentially my best ever game week rank.
10,000.
So to ruin the
I've
main
never had.
reasons, it was
Sorry, mate. I've got a little lag as well. So and sorry for
no,
everyone listening.
yeah. I
But
honestly,
right.
yeah, you.
Yeah, 10,000. I think I've never had a 10,000 game week rank. I think the best I've had is 20,000. So that's incredible. And like to have it in game week 37,
It's a good
halving
time to have it.
halving your score. Wow.
Yeah, it was a hell of a game week. The main things, and again, I feel hard done by because of Mbumo. You know, I ended up putting the captaincy on him instead of Watkins. The guy scores, gets a penalty. I'm like, oh, this guy's on for a double-digit return, and then for the first time ever, misses a penalty for Brentford.
Yeah.
So I felt a bit hard done by there, but yeah, I'm not going to complain. I mean, you know, for those that are watching, you can see the reason I got 85. For those that are listening on Spotify or just listening on YouTube, I'll run through my team. Henderson goal, just the 1 point for him. Bench Ray, I just thought Newcastle were on a bit of form, probably going to score against Arsenal, and I fancied Palace at home over that. So yeah, it didn't work out. Obviously, Raya kept a clean sheet and Henderson didn't, but the rest of the team, Guardiola didn't really hurt me too much. You know, as you said before, Matt, Man City won by over 100% in effective ownership, so it didn't really matter to me. I also had Concert, got his goal, got his assist, got his 3 bonus points. And then Nico Williams, interestingly, despite the fact Forest conceded against West Ham, still got 2 bonus points, so he ended up picking up 4, showing how good he was in the game. Across the midfield, Salah with 2, Sarr with 5, Rogers with 6, and Mbumo captain got 5 points, so doubled to 10. Saka, who's been a bit of a disappointment for me all season, well, not all season, but in the last sort of 5 game weeks I've had him, 3 points. No attacker return for him. And then up front, a bit of damage. Wissa got 10 thanks to a goal, an assist, and a yellow card. Probably should have been sent off, so I got very fortunate there. And then even more fortunately, I had Isaac on the pitch. I had Marmoush on the bench. Isaac obviously didn't play. On comes Marmoush for 8 points. Not a bad player to get off the bench. But the big one was my transfer this week. I sold Pep, went for the bonus gamble, bought in Hurzeler after watching Liverpool on the beach all week, and Brighton won 3-2. So I got a 19-point return for Hurzeler. So plus 10 points based on comparing them to Pep. So yeah, it took me to 85 points overall. Game week ranked from 114k down to 58,000. My best rank, mate, this game week was in game week 19, and it was 57,795. So I'm very close to it. So I'd love I want to break. How greedy do I get? Minimum top 50k because I've still got my assistant manager for another game week. So I think minimum I want to break top 50k, and then we'll see how I play my assistant manager. If I play it on another bonus, I could be breaking top 40.
Oh,
My best ever ranks
easy.
42. So
Yeah, I'd be going for that top rank. I think that's achievable given like how many people are playing chips like that. It's going to be next to no one. So you got one hell of a advantage. So yeah, tell me the logic and the feelings with like Hurzeler. So like, firstly, like bringing him in rather than keeping Pep, and I know you had other options like kind of transferring in Watkins, for example, for Isaac or Marmoush, and then also tell me the emotions of actually the game because it was an up and down game.
and it's a weird one because I'm a Liverpool fan, right? So I'm sat there watching Liverpool play, and part of me's going, "Yeah, we've already won the league, so this doesn't really matter." So I wouldn't mind Brighton getting a result. But to be honest with you, mates, the logic, but I wanted it was all about who's going to give me the biggest ceiling at this point of the season. And I looked at Watkins, right? And I'm sat there looking at Watkins and thinking, my attack, the 7 players I've got on the pitch, are all capable of getting returns. So I don't really want to sell any just to force Watkins in. So that kind of ruled him out. Because I'd have felt what I'd have ended up doing is getting rid of Wissa or Marmoush. Well, they both outscored him. And I knew going into the game week, they could easily outscore him based on their fixtures. So yeah, getting Watkins in didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Didn't really want to get rid of any of my attackers. So it then came down to do a defensive move and maybe, you know, I don't know, sell Burn and bring in somebody that had a nice home fixture, or do we go all out? Do we get rid of Pep? I know we had Bournemouth at home, and do I bring in somebody that might have a table bonus? And the reason I went for Hurzeler, mate, is because number one, I'd seen Liverpool on the beach literally. You know, Slot was in Ibiza, the Liverpool players were in Dubai, so I knew that Liverpool weren't going to take it too seriously. And then secondly, I looked at Brighton's fixtures at home against the big six this season. And ahead of Liverpool, they'd played obviously five of them. They had won three, drew two, and they hadn't lost against any of the big six at home. So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking they've got a home record. They're still fighting for Europe. They've got points to play for. Liverpool haven't. So I could quite easily see Brighton getting something out of this game. And that was it. That was the logic behind it. And thought I'll trust my gut. Went for it, and yeah, it worked out.
Um, uh, do you still hate the chip?
Yeah. Oh, it's
No.
worked out beautifully, right? I'm on over the 2 weeks so far. I'm on 24 points, and I've got one
It,
game week left.
it
So
would
yeah, I
be
can't complain.
it'd be really interesting to see actually when we net things out and look at your score, my score, but also kind of like us against like the kind of wider, massive engaged players. Yeah, has anyone actually lost out on assistant manager? Because it seems like most of the kind of common times that people have played it, bar a few like the options, like it's scored pretty well, right? So I think
Yeah,
who knows? Maybe the net gains of this sort of stuff aren't that massive because everyone has scored pretty well. But yeah,
similar.
it's been fun, and obviously, like, yeah, come on, when you have a week like this, it's amazing. I think I don't know if you feel the same, but yeah, I think a lot of us predicted it, but that table bonus is just such a powerful piece, especially with like the dynamics of the season. Like you said, Liverpool being away on the beach, and then some teams going through manager changes, and then like getting form like that table bonus is really worth the roll of the dice. And sometimes it's not even that much roll of a dice, to be honest, right? So I think yeah, that if that chip comes back again next season, even if it's changed a little bit, if that table bonus piece is there, it's a super generous prize to go after.
Yeah, yeah. And is that what you'll be doing next season with it? Just look at the table bonus and go bing. Or like this season, is there going to be more of a well, if it's a double game week on like City or Liverpool, stick it on a slot or a Pep?
You'd prioritize doubles, and then you'd prioritize maybe a bit of maybe table bonus if you could kind of get that. That was definitely the route I took.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, fair play, good job there. It's kind of like yeah, kind of really happy for you actually, mate. I know. So yeah, your team
Yeah,
you kind of started off really well, and then it's been like a long slog until the
slog.
last couple ones. So yeah, nice that you getting your best ever rank this season
Hopefully,
is in
hopefully
touching
it's on the
distance. I know
cards.
you and your best rank
Yeah,
ever, right? I think that's achievable as well. It's
yeah.
a good final week. So yeah, congrats. It's nice to see this.
Thank
A lot
you.
of the time it's doom and gloom, but yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we'll see. We've got some bonus managers as well. I am very much looking at that. So one free transfer, 0.8 million in the bank. Very similar backline to you, the two Arsenal boys and Gvardiol. I've then got Burn instead of Livramento. Quite happy with that. Much prefer that to Williams or Conser, so I'll stick with that back four. Fairly happy with the midfield. In fact, to be honest, I'm fairly happy with my front 11. Unless it comes out, my front seven, should I say, unless it comes out that Isaac is injured, and then, yeah, okay, that'll probably force my hand. I'll have to make a transfer there. And Bimo, Salah, Saka, Rogers, keep them. Marmoush, Isaac, and Wissa, probably keep them. The only thing I could maybe do is Marmoush to Evan Nielsen. Feels pretty forced. Or I could move Sarr out and get in Clivert or a Semenyo, but then who do a bench? So I'm kind of in that position like I was last week, where the sensible move is probably transfer Hurzeler out because he's no longer a bonus captain because he's playing Spurs.
Yeah,
Um, the option is the easy move because I do think Bournemouth will probably beat Leicester is to go to Areola, just bank the six for the win, and if they get two goals and maybe a clean sheet, I might come out of it with 10 points, which would be a nice differential for me because, as you said before, not many people have still got chips left, so it'll get me 10 points further up. Or do I look at Ange? is at home to Brighton.
Mhm.
They've just come off the back of winning the Europa League, so they will be on for a bounce. Tell you what's put me off. Two things, mate. Two things. Tottenham have got nothing to play for in the league. Brighton have got an outside chance of getting European football if they finish eighth, and they're in the driving seat. If they win, they get eighth, guaranteed. Also, Tottenham have got a trophy parade on Friday with the Europa League, 2 days before the game. I reckon most of their players will still be hungover. Just won a trophy, right? And they've got Champions League football, so that's putting me off a bit. Where do you stand on Ange?
I go Spurs straight away. The Spurs were a better team than Brighton anyway.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
League table doesn't suggest, but I know what you mean by that, by the way. I know what you mean. I do know. I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, they are.
Like if you do players for player, there's far better. Uh,
There's
yeah,
nobody really else in that the bonus that stands out because you're looking at what Ipswich maybe West Ham, but I'm not really going to put it
no.
on Ipswich, Southampton, and Arsenal. I'm not going to put it on Southampton, so it kind of whittles down my choices.
You can go
So
Wolves.
I'm kind of stuck.
Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves are five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Wolves are five
It's Wolves or
behind.
Spurs are the options really, and I think you've got to like. I don't think it's enough of a sure thing to actually move it to Bournemouth, right?
If that Leicester could get something there.
Oh, probably not. But like, what's the upside that you're going to get?
Defend, defend myself against because if I'm going to do that as a transfer, I'm obviously not going to have a Semenyo, Clivert, or an Evan Nielsen.
Yeah,
So a little bit of it is a protection.
I get it. I get it. I personally be looking at Spurs or Wolves, and I'd probably be. I think there's a bigger gap between them. I just don't like Bryce.
And Wolves without Cunha, by the way, because obviously now that he's off to Man United, they're not playing the lad.
Yep.
He
They're
won
at
bench last
home though.
game. Didn't see the pitch. They're at
Yeah,
home. Yeah, they are
they're
at home.
both at home, and they've been good without. They've been well. They've had their former started when he's had 5 game bans as well, right? So they're good enough without him, right? Strand Larsen is a good striker. They can score some goals. Um, I just
How
think
do yeah?
I think Spurs are better than Wolves. Despite the table, I think Spurs are better than Wolves, and I think Brentford are better than Brighton, despite the table.
Yeah, it's
Even
only
if
one
that sounds
place
like
behind, right?
even if that says like counterintuitive. I mean, like
Gee.
goal difference is always quite a good indication. Goal difference for Brighton is +4 for the year. They are artificially high. Brentford is +9. Wolves is -15 for the year. Spurs is +2. That's
And the what? 17th.
yeah, like all the other teams around them are like -45, and then like United, West Ham -18, Wolves -15, Palace is 0. They got the same goal
They're
difference
plus.
as Fulham.
See, the only team out of interest, though, the only team in the bottom half with a plus goal difference.
Well, Bournemouth are 11th +10.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Uh,
How
I
would you
really
feel with this team going in without a Bournemouth player at all?
okay. You got better
It's not
players,
worth a
right?
hit.
Saka's
It's not worth a
Saka's
hit, is it?
no Saka's for who? Visser is probably as good
That's it.
as Visser's as good as Evan Nilsson. Like, Evan Nilsson does flatter to the sea. I think next year will be a big year for him, but like he's not on penalties. Neither is Visser. But like he never gets double-digit returns, and he loves getting a yellow card. So you got a better front line. Marmoush and Isak are better. Saka is better than any of the Bournemouth midfielders. I think we decided.
Yeah.
Like, and you seem to kind of quite like Rogers as well. So it's certainly not worth a -4, right? So yeah, I think for me, I'd be going Ange, right?
Hurzeler to
Um,
Ange. Big Ange chase another 19 points haul from a manager.
they could get goals, right? I mean, that's a team that could win.
Yeah. They can score. It would just drunk football. Drunk football could win.
No fear.
No fear. No fear. And unlike United, It's like I'm reveling as a Liverpool fan in United's misery. I am a little bit. They did win for the first 20 years I was into football, so it's a bad time. Anyway, but
I mean,
unlike United, they're going to be
they
on a bit
got
of a bounce, right?
they got pride to win, right? 17th is embarrassing. They can go up to 15th if they win. I mean,
You know what? One of the other slides said, mate, let's have some fun. That'd be a fun pick. Ange would be a very fun pick.
I think it's probably more fun than Wolves.
Yeah. Now, what I rarely heard is taking it off Hurzeler, putting it on Ange, and then Brighton win, and I've took it off Hurzeler. That hurt, but it'd be a bit of
I
fun.
I really don't rate Brighton.
Yeah, and they are better. They are much better at home, right? As a team. Yeah,
Spurs.
yeah. I can see it. I can see. I can see it. Well, yeah, it's good. Plenty to think about. I mean, what happened? So here's one for you, mate. If it turns out Isaac is injured, I don't really want to play him in any of a bench, right? Would you take a hit to move Hurzeler to Ange?
Yes.
So do Isaac Watkins or something similar, and then Hurzeler to Ange as well.
Yeah, we'll just play Saab, but yeah, I'd probably do the hit. Why not?
Yeah.
How many
Interesting.
how many points do you reckon Hurzeler would get this week? I mean, if you're saying predicted points, I'd say Ange is probably 9 points. I'd say his predicted points are. I'd say if I'm right.
That's true because it's bonus, isn't it? So even if Tottenham Brighton's a draw, I'm getting eight for the draw, plus goals and clean sheet points.
For sure.
So even a
I
draw
reckon,
is a minimum of 9.
yeah, I reckon bookies odds to get a draw win for Spurs will be after Europa. I'd say it would be 65 plus, 65% plus.
So yeah,
And
even
then
a draw.
Hurzeler on the other side. What do you reckon his expected points would be? If you were just kind of like thinking of scenarios quickly in your head, doing some quick maths, like
I think it'll come out as a draw. So if it comes out as a draw, he'll be picking up 3 points plus a goal or two, maybe 4, 5. So it is a
yeah,
4-point difference, as you say.
that's a
So
tough one.
it
Isn't
takes
it?
care of the hit.
Wolves are good though as well.
I will see. We'll see. Time. I've got time. I've got time to think on
I
it.
don't know. It's a
Tough
tough
one.
one.
Tough one. You might have
I,
talked me into Ange.
I mean, it's just fun, isn't it? But I don't know. I'd wait for bookies odds and see likelihood of a draw, likelihood of a clean sheet, likelihood of things. Wolves might be a better option though, just because.
Right, it's horrible, isn't it? Because I've got Wisser and Mbeumo on my team,
Yeah,
so I kind of want Brentford to win that game. All eggs in one basket, maybe. But yeah, it's who we are, mate. It's who we are. I might go for him. He always wins a trophy in a second season, so we'll see. We'll see. I might back them